The Teen Titans are throwing a party in DC Universe Online over the next couple of weeks, but the villainous Blackfire has other ideas. Developer Dimensional Inc.'s super-powered MMO has been letting players join forces with their favorite DC heroes and villains since 2011, thanks to a never-ending stream of special DC Universe Online events based on classic comic book storylines and holiday celebrations, all backed by a talented cast of voice actors that bring these fan-favorite characters to life. The latest of these DC Universe Online events is the ongoing Homecoming Party at Titan's Tower, which is set to run until October 6 and is available to all players level 15 and up. Starfire is feeling depressed after being rejected by her home planet of Tamaran, and her fellow Teen Titans have decided to throw a party at Titan Tower to cheer her up and give players the chance to unlock some exclusive items. However, the evil Blackfire has gained wind of this and has set out to crash the party, leaving it up to the Titans and DC Universe Online's vast assortment of players to save the day. Voicing Blackfire in DC Universe Online's Homecoming Party at Titan's Tower is Hadley Eure, a talented voice actress who has portrayed the DC Universe Online versions of the demonic sorceress Tala and the alternate universe Batwoman Bryce Wayne in past DC Universe Online events, in addition to her work in anime and radio dramas. Screen Rant had the opportunity to conduct a Q&A session where she discussed what it's like to bring an iconic character like Blackfire, the ongoing sibling rivalry between Blackfire and her sister Starfire, and some of the challenges that come with being a video game voice actor. Hadley Eure voices Blackfire in DC Universe Online. We'd love to know a little bit about your background with voice acting in general. What's your story? Hadley Eure. I grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina, and started acting at age 6 in theater and musical theater, and then started film and TV shortly thereafter, but it wasn't until later that I started doing voiceover. I usually play strong female characters, like Megan Bubblegum Crisis or Bryce Wayne in the DC universe, but I've also done a lot of narration for radio dramas, like the narrator in Holmes' Vanishing Point. How did you get started with DCUO? Who have you voiced in the game? Hadley Eure. I was lucky enough to meet and audition for the superhero of the studio Alex Keller at Dimensional Inc. Games here in Austin, where I currently live. We get along so well that we've kept on working together for many DCUO projects. So far I've played various Amazons, Shades, and Demons, Tala from The Witching Hour, Bryce Wayne from Metal Part 2, and most recently Blackfire from Homecoming. How do you prepare for VO sessions? Hadley Eure. I stretch my face and body, shake it all out, gargle with warm salt water, do vocal warm-ups, and prepare to make history. Could you describe a typical VO session for DC Universe Online? Has COVID changed that process at all for you? Hadley Eure. After arriving at the studio, Alex and I chat a little bit about life, the universe, and everything, and then I take my headphones into the booth and we start making magic. Alex is very good at communicating what each role needs. I give him a few vocal ideas to work with, and he picks and chooses which phrasing and accents fit best. When the COVID pandemic began, the studio, like everything else, shut down for a while, but after some vaccines and a little time we were all masked up and ready to create again. Is VO for video games different from your other acting work, voice or otherwise? Hadley Eure. Very much. The voices I do for gaming feel much more personal to me. I'm the voice in the player's head. Narration voiceover feels more objective, like I'm talking to everyone in the world at once. In voiceover I can use my body however I want to make the performance work, whereas on camera, I have to use my face and body in specific ways to fit the vision of the project. What are the most rewarding and challenging parts of voice acting work, particularly for DC Universe Online? Hadley Eure. When the sound people start clapping because I've pleased them, that's always fun. I love the challenge of finding the voice of a new character, the act of birthing a new sound. For DC, I found it challenging to bring a new voice to legendary characters, but I love creating new voices for new characters. Tell us a bit about the story behind the homecoming event and the role you play in it. Hadley Eure. Homecoming is a story about sisterhood and friendship, and how sometimes you need to check up on people to make sure they are not conspiring against you. I play Blackfire, and in my opinion I am the true and only ruler of the planet Tamarin. My sister Starfire wants to usurp my rule and be Empress herself, so every year I have to pay her and her crew a visit to their disgusting planet, Earth, and make sure she still knows who's best and who's boss, and that's me. What was your process for finding Blackfire's voice? Was it different from other characters you've voiced in the game? Hadley Eure. I immersed myself in the history of these two sisters and explored vocal tones until I could find Blackfire's emotions of envy and need for connection. Blackfire's need for familial connection differs from Tala's need to inflict cruelty or Bryce Wayne's need for revenge. What's your favorite line or moment from the new seasonal? Hadley Eure. When I sneer at Starfire, in full teen angst mode, your whole home planet hates you. Do you have any other favorite moments or memories from working on DC Universe Online? Hadley Eure. I loved Bryce Wayne's watery murders and her accompanying watery voice, and in the witching hour, it was great fun doing the voices of all the NPCs that got to escape before the madness started. I just want to pick up my dry cleaning, I don't belong here. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Hadley Eure. The power to heal with a touch. Who's your favorite DC character? Hadley Eure. I'm a Diana Prince Wonder Woman fan. I love her empathy, her idealism and her lasso of truth. Being a fan of the Greek myths, I also appreciate that part of her history. Any advice for folks who are interested in voice acting for video games? Hadley Eure. You can take voiceover classes of course, but one of the best ways to start is by simply reading things aloud and discovering how you sound. Read aloud from books, repeat TV and film characters' dialogue and mimic their accents, try to copy your friends' voices. You have characters inside that you never imagined, and discovering their voices will help you be a better voice actor. DC Universe Online's Homecoming? Party at Titan's Tower will run from now until October 6.